Caitlin, thank you for taking the time to chat with us. Can you tell us about Pre and Perry and how the company came to be?
Yeah, thanks for having me. So my brand is called Pre and Perry. It's an Indigenous streetwear brand. I started it in 2017 with a program from the Toronto Fashion Incubator. It's called Fashion the Future. I went in with no idea of what I was going to design for my accessory collection, but through all their coaching and their leadership, their guest speakers, I came to realize that I needed to incorporate my own heritage. So I started to design motifs with woodland art style, with inspiration from nature and dreams, teachings, just life experience. And I blended that together with more of our modern day streetwear. In 2021 is when I actually started to sell. So I transitioned from accessories to a fashion line.
Mhm.
Um, Mostly t-shirts, sweatshirts, got some socks, hats. I have some youth offerings now, so it's grown quite a bit.
That's great. And can you go into more detail how this has helped you reconnect with your Anishinaabe culture and language?
Yeah, so using the artwork, I had to look back at what I have learned, teachings about turtles and um, different elements of the indigenous culture, which I didn't grow up with. So I had some exposure to powwows. I went to the res every now and then as a kid, but I didn't get those traditions in my everyday life. So as an adult, I started to learn more about those on my own, seeing a traditional healer, going to the sweat lodge. I studied Indigenous studies in university, and I tried to do some different artistic things like beadwork and powwow dance once I moved to Toronto. So I've blended all of these things together to create artwork that's meaningful to me and I think to other urban Indigenous people too.
And we still learn each day. Was it a struggle to get the company up and running?
Well, I started actually selling during the pandemic, so there was a bit of a struggle there where I had to do everything online, and I'd never done this at all. So I did everything for the first time without seeing any faces. So I had to put a lot of faith into people who were on the other side of the computer that they were actually going to give me what I asked for. And thankfully, it worked out. Everything went smoothly for those first few products. And now it's really great to be able to see people face to face, though.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. What started as a couple of t-shirt designs has now grown into many different items and designs, like you said. What would you credit for the success that you're experiencing?
Probably for the most part, family support because it's allowed me to actually run my business with a small child. So I started doing my business just as a side thing to being a full-time mom. So sometimes that means I would have 2 hours in a day to work, sometimes 0 hours in a day to work, but my family always helps and they will help with childcare and they will be my first customers for new products. So I think that's been the biggest thing. Sorry.
No, that's okay. And do you have any quick business life lessons you can tell other entrepreneurs out there?
I'd say learn a lot of what you can to get going, but don't get too caught up in knowing everything because you will learn as you go. For me, I still wish that I knew everything, but there's a lot of stuff that I need help with. And I use different connections to organizations like the CCIB. I just had a webinar with them before I got on here with you. Just always trying to learn new things, but still going with the business.
Right on. And where can people find your work finally?
I have an online store. It's called preandperry.ca. I also sell at a lot of in-person markets and events, mostly in Toronto, just for ease of accessibility for me. So, yeah, you can check the website for the dates of those markets that I'll be at.
Well, Caitlin, we thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. We'll have to leave it there. And from everyone at APTN National News, we wish you all the best on your business.
Thank you so much. Miigwech.